Greetings, timeless sagas enthusiasts. Today, I'm going to take you on a captivating journey through the sands of time as we explore the history of Saudi Arabia, a nation that has transformed itself from a humble, desert land to one of the world's most powerful and influential countries. So, buckle up, grab your camel, and join me on this whirlwind tour of the birthplace of Islam, the land of black gold, and the home of Arabian Nights. To truly understand the story of Saudi Arabia, we must travel back in time to the pre-Islamic era, when the Arabian Peninsula was a patchwork of nomadic tribes, trade routes, and ancient civilizations. One of these civilizations, the Nabateans, built the city of Madain Saleh, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that still stands today as a testament to their architectural prowess. Fast forward to the 7th century, and the Arabian Peninsula was about to be transformed forever by the birth of a man named Muhammad. Born in the city of Mecca in present-day Saudi Arabia, Muhammad became the prophet of Islam, and his teachings would go on to change the course of history. It was in this very region that the Islamic faith took root, and from here, it spread rapidly across the Middle East, Africa, Europe, and beyond. As Islam grew in prominence, the Arabian Peninsula's importance as a center of religious, cultural, and political power also increased. This period saw the rise of several Islamic empires, including the Umayyad Caliphate, the Abbasid Caliphate, and the Fatimid Caliphate, which all sought to control the holy cities of Mecca and Medina. However, by the 13th century, the Islamic world was in decline, and the Arabian Peninsula was plunged into a period of fragmentation and chaos. Tribal rivalries intensified, and the once great Islamic empires crumbled. Now, let's fast forward to the 18th century, when a powerful alliance was formed between a tribal leader named Muhammad ibn Saud and a religious reformer named Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab. This alliance would give birth to the first Saudi state, which aimed to unite the tribes of the Arabian Peninsula under a strict interpretation of Islam known as Wahhabism. The first Saudi state's expansionist ambitions eventually led to conflict with the Ottoman Empire, the dominant power in the region at that time. After a lengthy struggle, the Ottomans, with the help of their Egyptian allies, managed to crush the Saudi state in 1818. However, the story doesn't end there. The Saud family, determined to regain their lost territory, established the Second Saudi state in 1824. This state, too, would eventually crumble, but not before setting the stage for the rise of the modern Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In 1902, a young and ambitious tribal leader named Abdulaziz ibn Saud captured the city of Riyadh, marking the beginning of the Third Saudi state. Over the next 3 decades, Abdulaziz, who would become known as Ibn Saud, would go on to conquer vast swathes of the Arabian Peninsula, forging a new nation from the sands of the desert. But what truly transformed Saudi Arabia into the global powerhouse it is today was the discovery of oil. In 1938, vast reserves of black gold were found beneath the Arabian sands, and this would change the country's fortunes forever. With the help of American oil companies, Saudi Arabia began to exploit its oil resources, and by the 1970s, it had become the world's leading oil exporter. This newfound wealth allowed the Saudi government to invest heavily in infrastructure, education, and social welfare, transforming the kingdom into a modern, technologically advanced nation. It also enabled Saudi Arabia to become a major player on the world stage, forging alliances with Western powers such as the United States and playing a pivotal role in the geopolitics of the Middle East. Now, you can't talk about Saudi Arabia's history without mentioning the role of religion. As the birthplace of Islam and the custodian of its 2 holiest cities, Mecca and Medina, Saudi Arabia has always had a unique religious significance. The country's ruling family, the House of Saud, derives much of its legitimacy from its close association with the Wahhabi religious establishment. This has led to a strict interpretation of Islamic law being imposed on the country, with public executions, strict gender segregation, and a ban on the public practice of non-Islamic religions. However, in recent years, the kingdom has been taking tentative steps towards social and religious reform, driven in part by a desire to modernize its economy and reduce its dependence on oil. Which brings us to the present day, and the ambitious reforms being undertaken by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, also known as MBS. Under his Vision 2030 plan, the kingdom is seeking to diversify its economy, invest in renewable energy, and open up to foreign investment in tourism. This has been accompanied by a loosening of some of the country's strict social restrictions, such as allowing women to drive and permitting cinemas to open for the first time in decades. However, these reforms have been accompanied by a crackdown on dissent, and Saudi Arabia's human rights record remains a source of international concern. The brutal murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi in 2018, which has been widely attributed to Saudi agents, has cast a dark shadow over the kingdom's efforts to rebrand itself as a modern, progressive nation. So, there you have it, folks, a whirlwind tour of Saudi Arabia's fascinating and complex history. From ancient civilizations to the rise of Islam, from tribal conflicts to vast oil wealth, the story of this desert kingdom is one of triumph, tragedy, and transformation. As the sands of the Arabian Peninsula continue to shift, one can only wonder what the next chapter in this timeless saga will be. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Sagas, where we bring history to life, one captivating tale at a time. Until next time, stay curious, and keep exploring our world's rich and diverse past.